and gentlemen, welcome to the very first Vision America 250. And we thought it was appropriate to change the lyrics of some songs to make them timely. So we're going to sing America the Beautiful in this new rendition. It's on the back of your sheet. There are 2 songs, 2 lyrics. Everybody see it? Yes? Nod your head. Yeah? Now I want just to thank Scott Garney for the half-hour music he's played here. Check. That's better. That's better. That's better. Okay, we just have to turn the sound up. What's that? All right. Are we ready? Here we go. You go ahead, Scott. Oh, beautiful, oh, spacious sky.
Susan Mann. Thank you for coming tonight. It is our great pleasure to host the launch of Vision America 250 here at Pebble Interfaith Church, a designated site. I'd like to briefly introduce the person who received this vision and brought it to life, Reverend David Troy. Reverend David has served as an interfaith minister since 1987. For nearly 4 decades, she has brought people together through meaningful ceremonies, healing work, coaching, music, women's circles, and community building, always with the goal of helping people transform beliefs, blocks, and behaviors that no longer serve them into lives of greater hope, purpose, and positive energy. The inspiration for Vision America 250 came during a deep meditation where she received a vision of bringing people together across differences to imagine and help create a future in which the next 7 generations can thrive. Please join me in welcoming the creator of Vision America 250, co-founder of thepeaceweaver.com, and our host for this evening, Reverend David Troy.
All right. It's wonderful to see everybody here. You know, when I got this tap on the shoulder, my first response was, really? The night before the 4th of July? You expect me to gather a room of people the night before the 4th of July? And look what happened. Yeah. And there were so many serendipitous moments. I would walk into Soulberry or Giant, and there was Nortrude, and we needed to talk about something. Because let's give Nortrude a hand. She's been quite a benefactor for us. And I would walk into other places. I saw Jason, who's our videographer. Thank you, Jason, for what you're going to do. And then all of the ministers and other people representing different spiritual perspectives just dropped right into the pocket. And I was shocked that they were in town. You know, doesn't everyone go to the ocean this weekend for the mountains? So thank you if you put it on for a day, I really appreciate it. I figured there might be some people coming from Lambertville and New Hope who just couldn't be outside in the toaster for one more second and thought it'd be better to be in air conditioning. So if you came from that, thank you as well. You know, when I look around this room, first of all, I know a lot of you, so that warms my heart. I see not just individuals, I see people who care. You know, I recognize that to some degree, you know, I'm preaching to the church choir here. Because those of you who were attracted to come here felt moved by the message, felt a recognition in your soul that instead of putting blinders on, like so many people are doing right now, and caving in and shutting down and moving into fear, you said, hell no! Hell no, I'm not folding. I'm going to rise up from that place inside. And I have to tell you, Stan and I have been to a lot of events, a lot of demonstrations and things over the last years. And I have to say, most of the people I see are in my generation. Because we've been here before, haven't we?
Yeah. Yes.
Haven't we marched? Haven't we taken it to the streets?
Oh, yeah.
And didn't we raise our children up to respect and do the same. So if you're under 35, raise your hand, please. Where's Sarah's daughter? Where is she? Oh, she's back there. Okay. No, at least we have two. My vision is that there will be more and more. I understand what it's like when you're householding, or you're having a good time, or you're just launching your career. You know, it's hard to pay attention to this kind of stuff. You think, later. Maybe I'll do it later. But there may not be a later. So thank you for coming here today. So when I got this message, direction, from inside, I started to ask. First of all, I wasn't sure how I was going to spend our 250th birthday, because it just felt disingenuous to me to just go pick a flag and rah-rah. Even though I love my country, it's felt a little shaky and wiggling lately, wouldn't you say? Yeah. So I said, well, what is mine to do at this moment in history? In other words, how can I help? And that's what I've been asking my whole life. Usually the clients, but this is a much bigger vision. And the answer came with surprising clarity. I heard bring people together. Not to debate the future, but to guide people to let go of the past. And then from a solid present moment, envision a positive, sustainable future that we can create, that we can set the stage for the next 7 generations. Because who has children in here? Who has grandchildren in here? Don't you want a better world for them? How important is it to you? It's everything. It's everything. And with how it's going lately, it feels like we are the powerless instead of the powerful. And so I really started to tap into take a temperature of the people I know and the posts I see. And I realized that people are feeling isolated, exhausted, discouraged, a little disconnected. But beneath that, I also sense there's a longing. You know what I mean? There's a longing for something else. There's a longing to belong, to connect, to contribute something. A longing to know that our lives still matter. And the other message that came through was, hope by itself, while it's lovely, ain't enough. It just ain't enough. We are being called to not just imagine the future, we want to leave our descendants and support that vision through consistent acts of kindness and service and healing and peace and connection and care for people, for animals, and for our beautiful earth. But vision without action is kind of fantasizing. It's dreaming. And while we need dreams to make our manifestations into reality, without substance, my dear friend Talia said to me, I don't know if I can do another ceremony where people do this, lip service. And she's somebody who has really stepped up and if somebody wants to jump into her world, she's looking for people to teach Spanish and work with Hispanic children to get them into college. So that's just one direction. And I could go into a lot of different directions here. At the end, I'll thank people who are here, and you'll see that there are many choices, even in this room, about how you might want to contribute. So, when we look at it in this perspective, we are the ancestors. We are the ancestors. We are the ones who they're going to be looking in the future back at and going, what did you do? What did you do? Did you do anything? Did you sit on your hands? Did you watch another movie? Did you gamble more? Were you lined up with Netflix for the next 6 months? What did you do? And that really started to play on my heart. What can we do? So not only are we the ancestors and our descendants will one day look back on us and ask that question, but the next 7 generations are looking to us to make better choices today, to feel empowered to do something, even if it's something small in your own immediate community. Margaret Mead once said, "Never doubt that a small group of committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is they who ever have." We are the ones we've been waiting for, and many of you are already doing it, but we're gathering together here, and the larger vision is that this will happen all over the country. The people will take this prototype ceremony, and they will do their own, and bring their own communities together, and support each other to do vision steward actions. And that was the next thing that came to me. Well, what are we going to call ourselves? We live in that kind of world, you have to have a name. And vision steward is what popped into my consciousness. So we are the ones who are stewarding the visions, but we have to make them alive too. So a vision steward is someone who chooses to take meaningful action, does this practice consistently to help create the future they envision. So I realized that if this speaks to you, there's a QR code that you can get. Everybody's signed in. My friend Talia said to me, in no uncertain terms let people leave without understanding that there is a way to connect in once a month to keep these visions going. And she's an elder, and I listen to my elders. And she's a really powerful elder, too. So we will meet once a month on Zoom. I realize it's not the best way, but it's the way these days to get people together. And I'm very grateful you came in person tonight. And that'll just be to keep the visions going, to inspire each other, to give each other oomph, so that we can keep doing what's important to us. So movements begin when ordinary people choose to care. And they choose to serve, and then they choose to keep showing up. So, let's get busy. Remember our city hall? He used to say, let's get busy. And Greg Leader, my dear friend, who is the current spiritual director of the Peace Weavers, likes to say, let's begin the beginning. So we're going to do that now. Matches are still so much better. I've had the blessing of studying Native American spirituality since I was 23. So I'm going to honor the directions in the Lakota language, which is how I was taught. You can stand if you would. You can rise. This is not a spectator sport. And if you like, you can even face the directions as I'm honoring them. West is in the back. Way up Beata, grandfathers, grandmothers of the western direction. We ask for a help and a help for everyone here tonight. Help us to let go of those things that don't serve us. We open to the blessings of the thunder beings, give thanks for the rain. And we ask that everybody in the western direction in the United States be safe tonight and throughout this 4th of July weekend. Aho.
Aho.
Turning to the windows to the north, Waziata, grandfathers, grandmothers of the northern direction. We give thanks for all the blessings that come from the north. We especially give thanks for the capacity to quiet our minds and tune inside, to take in that still small voice that can still listen to source energy and receive our own visions. We ask for blessings for all who live in the northern part of this country. May they be safe and at peace throughout this holiday weekend. Aho.
Aho.
Wiokinyampata, grandfathers, grandmothers in the eastern direction. We ask for help and help for all beings in the east, especially the northeast, during this weekend, during this dome of heat that we're undergoing. We ask that people be safe, stay hydrated, take care of one another. We give thanks for the blessing that comes from the dawn, the dawning of every new day, for springtime, and for all the flowers and blooms and blossoms. Aho.
Aho.
And Tokanata, grandfathers, grandmothers in the southern direction. We ask for help and help for all beings in the south. We give thanks for this season of summertime, of abundance, of love, of fullness, of ripening on the vine. We honor the elders and those that have been born this springtime especially. And we give thanks to you. Help us to expand our hearts during this time of summer and bless love wherever it shows itself. Aho.
Aho. Aho.
Tonkashila Wakantanka, great mystery, to all that is waka and sacred. We thanks to you for the seen and the unseen ones that guide our lives. We open to receive through our crown what we can hear, what we can see, what we can take in, so that each of us can be inspired, and share that inspiration with others. Now is the time for us to come together and share that inspiration with one another, to move beyond fear and to go from that place of spirit that's there to guide us if we can quiet our minds enough to listen. Aho.
Aho.
Unshimaka, Blessed One, beloved Mother, we give thanks to you. You nourish us. You feed us. We go back to you. And we ask right now that you receive our deepest apology for how we harm you every day, consciously and unconsciously. Help us to remember that we're connected to the Mother. The Divine Mother is in us. We live on the Divine Mother. And she wants nothing more than for us to walk in harmony with her. Aho, Takoya.
Aho. Aho.
Thank you, everybody. You can sit down.
So as I said earlier, I asked some very special people to me to come here tonight because when two or more are gathered in his name, her name, their name, there is love. And so I'm going to ask them individually to come up and stand here and call forward who they are working with on the spirit level. Each of the people who are coming up I will introduce, and they represent their own tradition. So we're going to begin with Reverend Edie Weinstein, who will come up and do a blessing from the Jewish perspective.
For those who don't know, this is the priestly blessing in the Jewish tradition. Star Trek fans will recognize it as the Vulcan Greeting, but Leonard Nimoy, who probably was a Kohanim, which is the priestly sect of Judaism, came up with this idea. Judaism is a tradition of laws and justice, and I like to do social justice. So there are three concepts that I treasure. The first one is tzedakah. People who are familiar with Judaism will think of it as charity, but I think of it as charity with the intent to empower people, not to give this poor person something. So I encourage you to go out into the world and be generous with your love, your kindness, your intention, and your resources. The second is chesed, which means loving kindness, and those who are of yogic tradition will recognize that as part of yogic practice as well, as loving kindness. So go out into the world and treat everybody you see with the kind of kindness that you want for yourself. And the third is tikkun olam, which translates to repair of the world. Most of us would say that the world is shredded apart. So each one of us here is called to go out into the world and heal the broken pieces of ourselves, broken pieces of other people, and mend the rents. Amen.
Amen.
I'm going to invite up Maharishi and then Nirvikar from their perspective, yogic and sect.
Sassinakal, everyone. It's wonderful to be here. David, thank you for bringing us together. Susan, Pebble Hill, everyone who is here to gather in the spirit of love and oneness. It's great to see so many great friends. For everyone who believes in reincarnation, it's great to see you again. and those who don't believe in reincarnation, it's great to see you again as well. In Sikhism, there's many components or aspects of it, I think, that are relevant tonight. What I'd like to share in these few moments is the teachings of Guru Nanak, the founder, who taught that the way we align with this oneness, which we are all a part of, is through chanting the Nam, the sacred sound current. So I'd like everyone to participate in this vibration of raising the frequency of ourselves and a self-initiation into the oneness. But we're going to bring our hands like this. The left hand will come out, the right hand will come into it. We're going to cross the left thumb in, and then the right thumb over that. We'll bring this in front of your heart chakra, your heart center. The mantra is Wa He Guru. Wa He Guru. Very good. And so what we want to do is really vibrate the sounds, create a resonance that expands beyond the self into the cosmos, and sending a frequency into the greater last word of light. So I'll begin, and as you feel it, please express the Waheguru. It's like wow, right? Waheguru is an expression. You can't really define it. It's an expression of the infinite divine bliss, which we are all a part of. Let's breathe in and close our eyes. Beautiful, deep breath. Send it to the stars, deep breath. One more time. Spin our arms, our wings. Waheguru! Waheguru! Waheguru!
Satnam. I feel honored to be here in front of each of you to talk about yoga, the yoga of body, mind, emotions, and spirit. Something that has lived on for eons of time and still lives in a lot of people's hearts. I invite you all to imagine that you're coming onto your mat, your yoga mat. So close your eyes and let yourself sit for a moment in this beautiful, serene space, which is you. The divinity in you. Taking yourself deeper within into the moment, leaving whatever you've been thinking or doing, and take 4 equal sniffs of breath into the nose. Hold it for a moment. Focusing your eyes at your third eye, the area between the eyebrows at the root of the nose, in a half an inch, up a half an inch. And now exhale in 2 parts. Inhale again, 4. Hold it. Exhale in 2. Squeeze the breath all the way out so you have plenty of room for the next breath. Inhale in 4. Hold it. Exhale in 2. Squeeze it all the way out. And again, inhale in 4. Hold your eyes, focus at the Ajna chakra, third eye. Exhale in 2. Inhale a deep breath, fill your belly. Pull it back towards your spine, lift it into diaphragm, lungs, and chest. Holding your eyes now, focus at the crown of your head and behind. And softly exhale loud and more fully into the moment. Seeing the light that you are, the light that you hold, the beauty, the grace, the wisdom, the harmony, the integrity, the bliss of life within you. Satnam. May we all know and bring to ourselves health, vibrance, light, harmony into each of our spirits, each and every day. I know that breathing is a simple way to do it. We breathe it all the time. But this is something we can even take just a few minutes to embrace the joy, the beauty, the peace that lives within, and maybe share it with God. And wherever we go, may we always let that light make a difference wherever we are. Sadhana.
Sarah Pebble from Menlo Buddhist Center.
Good evening, everyone. I wanted to share with you a prayer called the Four Immeasurables. And the immeasurables are four immeasurable minds, M-I-N-D-S, also called the boundless abodes. They are the minds of love, compassion, rejoicing, and equanimity. And they are boundless and immeasurable because they regard all sentient beings, everyone. And so the prayer is, may everyone be happy. This is the boundless mind of love. May everyone be free from suffering. This is the boundless mind of compassion. May everyone, May no one ever be separated from their happiness. So this is where we our power of rejoicing, where we think of the infinite happiness of all beings, and we rejoice in this infinite, immeasurable happiness, at this cosmic level. And finally, may everyone have equanimity, free from hatred, free from attachment. So I wanted to offer that prayer partly because I think this country, the values that it was founded on, are also immeasurable, right? Are also potentially boundless. And I wanted to invite that resonance. May everyone be happy. May everyone be free from suffering. May no one ever be separated from their happiness. May everyone have equanimity, free from hatred and attachment.
When you hear invocations from all these different people, you really can see that the Creator is in the center, and all these spokes of the wheel go out to all these different traditions. It's not a coincidence. Now I'd like to invite Barbara Lujay, Chief Lujay, Unalachtigo, clan of the Lenape people, to speak to us on Zoom, powered Zoom, about the 7 generations and the value, because that's the underpinning of why we're together here tonight.
Tamike, welcome. Delawancy Sakima.
And if you forgot to shut your cell phone off, now would be a good time.
Today, in this modern world, it's so important to treat the earth well. We were the first caretakers of this sacred land that we live on. In the beginning, we lived in balance with nature. The plant was our only medicine. We saw the plants, the rocks, the four-legged, the creepy crawlers, the winged ones, and the fin ones, all as our brothers and sisters. We were all one relation. With the contact with the Europeans would change us greatly. We had much hardship, forced assimilation, and destruction to the environment. Colonization, chaos, and trauma reshaped us. They took many of our children, placed them in residential boarding schools to destroy the Indians yet to come. They took away their language, their clothing, and their tradition. Today, we encourage the youth to not be afraid about who they are. We encourage them to spend time with the elders, to attend ceremonies, and learn our traditional ways so they can pass down to their children and so on. We remind them to walk the spiritual path to the Creator. Be grateful for those blessings He provides us that sustains us. To look beyond what's happening right before us. What you do to the earth, you do to yourself. We let them know that we are resilient, keeping traditions and ancestor wisdom alive and shaping us who we are today. Our ceremonies are important. Our ceremonies express gratitude and reinforce community. Ceremonies help us heal. They help us look forward to a brighter tomorrow. We need to grow from our wounds, breaking the trauma cycles and preserving the cultural practices. We have the power to make change, to make a better future for the next generations yet to come. So as you reflect on the 250th anniversary of America, please look through our eyes. Take a moment and pray for those who are still suffering from the trauma. Perhaps you can advocate for indigenous land rights, protect water sources. Water is life. Without water, we are nothing. Perhaps you can plant a companion garden in your yard, like I do. I have corn, beans, and squash. They all work together in harmony to grow beautiful crops for us. Think about how your actions will affect the next 7 generations. I am grateful for those in attendance by honoring and supporting Indigenous people of Turtle Island. I hope in the future you will have interconnections and deep respect for our Earth Mother so we can build a more sustainable future together. Our word for thank you is Wanishi. Wanishi, 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 Wanishi. I speak humbly, Chief Blue Jay.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Chief Blue Jay.
Thank you.
Can we say Wanishi, Wanishi, Wanishi?
Wanishi, 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 Wanishi.
Wanishi, Wanishiahi.
Nishiahu. All right. Wow. We've done a lot, and we're not even anywhere near halfway through. So I hope you're willing to hang in there with us here, because everything takes the time it takes. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to do a little tapping. I call it tap and zap. It's using the emotional freedom technique to let go of whatever we're holding on to that's sticking to us in our field, in our heart, in our chakras, in our energies. And I want to say, hearing Chief Blue Jay speak, it really invites us into a moment of honesty. As we gather on the eve of America's 250th birthday,
We remember that every nation carries light and shadow. Our history includes remarkable courage, generosity, innovation, and sacrifice. But it also includes injustice, broken relationships, and deep wounds. But tonight is not about blame. It's about acknowledging the past with honesty and then releasing what no longer serves us. Now, I'm not so Pollyanna that I think that 1 or 2 rounds of tapping is going to clear this out of the core root. Although magic has been known to happen. But I do want to just recognize that, we need to move beyond the blame into acknowledging the past with honesty and releasing what no longer serves us. So then we can choose the future we want to walk together as all of our relations. So we especially honor the indigenous people who first cared for this land, and we acknowledge the pain of broken treaties, of loss of homeland, and generations of suffering. May truth become the foundation for healing. Can you say that with me? May truth become the foundation for healing. And it really is. It takes a lot of courage these days to stand up and speak the truth. All right, if you've never experienced EFT before, is it new to anybody in this room? Oh, it's such an advanced crowd. Makes my job so easy. It came through Gary Craig, who's a Stanford-based engineer. He learned it from Roger Callahan, who did thought field therapy, who's a psychotherapist. And so we're just going to tap on the endpoints of the meridians and clear it out the amygdala, which is the stress part of the brain that holds on to this stuff. Let's take a slow, deep breath in together. Let it go, the loud sigh. And again, breathing in hope, breathing out tension. You're going to karate chop your point. It's right underneath the metatarsal bone, the bump. And you're just going to repeat after me. Even though I sometimes feel discouraged by the world around me. Even though I sometimes feel discouraged by the world around me. I deeply and completely accept myself. I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I sometimes wonder whether one person can make a difference. Even though I sometimes wonder whether one person can make a difference. I remain open to hope. I remain open to hope. Even though our history holds both beauty and pain. Even though our history holds both beauty and pain. I choose to help create a better future. I choose to help create a better future. Take a big breath in. Just check your stress on that, 0 through 10, what number comes up for you. All right, we're going to start tapping inner eyebrow. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed. Sometimes I feel overwhelmed. Outer eye, sometimes I feel disconnected from other people. Sometimes I feel disconnected from other people. Under the eye, there is so much conflict. There is so much conflict. Under the nose, so much uncertainty. Sometimes I wonder where we're headed. Collarbone. Sometimes my heart aches for people. Under the arm for animals. For our beloved earth. Top of the head. Sometimes I just feel helpless. Sometimes I just feel helpless. Take a big breath in. Let it go to the side. Inner eyebrow. Today I simply acknowledge those feelings. Today I simply acknowledge those feelings. Under eyebrow. And now I choose to release what no longer serves me. I choose to release what no longer serves me. Under the eye, I release fear. Under the nose, I release resentment. Chin, I release discouragement. I release discouragement.
Chest. I release hopelessness.
I release hopelessness.
And despair.
And despair.
Under the arm, I release the belief that what I do doesn't matter.
I release the belief that what I do doesn't matter.
Tapping here. I let it all go. I turn it over to spirit and I go free. I let it all go. I turn it over to spirit and I go free. Take a breath. Now place your hand over your heart and feel your heartbeat. One hand on the heart, the other hand tapping on the inner eyebrow and say, my heartbeat reminds me.
My heartbeat reminds me.
That I'm alive. Under the eye, I still have choices. Under the nose, I still have gifts to give. Chin, maybe I don't have to change the whole world.
Maybe I don't have to change the whole world.
Chest, maybe I simply need to care for the peace entrusted to me. Maybe I just need to care for the peace entrusted to me. Under the arm, one act of kindness. Wrist, one act of healing. Top of the head, one act of courage. One act of kindness. One act of service. One act of peace. Practiced consistently. Can change lives. Now together, I choose hope. I choose compassion. I choose courage. We're going to do doubles. I choose healing. I choose stewardship. Under the eye, I choose to keep showing up. Under the nose, I remember that I am one of the ancestors the next 7 generations will thank one day. Remember, I am one of the ancestors the next 7 generations will one day look back upon. If there are any car windows down, now would be the time to close them. May the choices I make today help create a world where they can thrive. Hope is not simply something I feel. Hope is something I practice. Today I choose to practice hope. Today I choose to become part of the healing. Today I choose to become a vision steward. Today I choose to become a vision steward. Take one big breath in. That's it, and let it all go. All right, well, we let it go, now we're really going to let it go. I need 2 helpers to hand out the pebbles. Everybody get a pebble. In the front row, can you guys take the bowl around and give everybody a pebble?
Oh, I'll go.
Somebody take this bowl, everybody take a pebble. 1 pebble each, please. Oh, that was rain, huh? Yeah. All right, we're getting blessed, eh? Never like to see it when you have someone to close the windows and it's your husband running for the door. All right, let's stand up. Come on, we're going to move this energy out now. We're going to do the Apache Yoga song. This is a song that Rolling Thunder shared with the Peace Speakers when we went on caravan with him. And we watched him sitting in his wheelchair. He's still very powerful in his wheelchair. I watched him in his wheelchair move the clouds with this song. It was astounding. I guess I should wait until my husband comes back in before singing. All broken loose out there. All right, here we go. It's a Pebble. It's very easy, very simple. We're going to do it 3 times. Hey, 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 hi, 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 hey, hi, 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 hey, hi, I got the energy moving. Have a seat. I know you don't want to sit down. Just to do that.
Everyone have a Pebble?
So before we can fully embrace the future, there's one more gift we can give ourselves, and that's the gift of forgiveness. Does everybody have a Pebble? Pebble's on the altar here. Look at that, we have a We're lighting a peace candle here. And I'm lighting this candle for the nation. All right, everyone has their Pebble, right? Yes. I'm surprised that we hand out pebbles, a pebble as opposed to rocks, right? I have, yes. The punster. All right, so forgiveness. Forgiveness is a tricky thing for a lot of people. Has forgiveness ever bothered you? I'm not going to forgive that so-and-so because he, she, it is whatever to me. Sometimes forgiveness really checks us at the door. But the gift of forgiveness is not forgetting. My mother used to say, forgive and forget. Sometimes you just can't forgive and forget. It's not saying that what happened was right. It's not giving up our commitment to justice, truth, or healing. But forgiveness is choosing to stop carrying the burdens that become too heavy for our human hearts. And I saw that early on when I was in nursing school. I saw people show up with heart attacks, and I would ask them, are you holding a grudge, harboring something against someone? Inevitably, they had a broken heart that was never fixed, or they were bearing resentment or a grudge about something they had to do that they didn't want to do. Maybe their family nominated them to do it, and no one else was going to do it, and resentment. Resentment causes heart pain. So it's choosing to place those burdens into hands greater than our own, so we're free to become instruments of healing, rather than prisoners of pain. All right, throughout history, water has symbolized cleansing, renewal, healing, and new beginnings. And salt has symbolized purification, protection, wisdom, and preservation. So we're going to bring these symbols together. You took a pebble. Why don't you just note your pebble? Look at it. That's actually very pretty. That looks like a kidney stone. So look at your pebble. What does it look like to you? Notice its weight. Notice its texture. Imagine, these aren't just inanimate objects. The rock people really, they know how to draw and pull. They can take a lot. Just like when we go to Sweat Lodge, we're bringing in those ancestors who sacrificed their lives for us so that the people may live. This rock can take whatever you've got. So I don't know what it is for you. What's the matter? There's a rainbow out there. All right, now somebody get a picture of that, please, who has a camera. Awesome, thank you. There's a rainbow. The ancestors are happy. Am I having a hoe? So it might be grief, it might be fear, it might be anger, disappointment, resentment, hopelessness. We know what it is in our hearts. Some of us are just, they used to call us bleeding hearts. You know, we feel the suffering of everybody, of other people, of what's going on. We can't watch the news anymore because I am you and you are me and we are we, and it's hard to watch people go through what they're going through. All right. I don't know what it is what you do, so let's take a deep breath. Let it go. Put it between your hands. And I want you just to repeat after me. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. For the times I have fallen short. For the ways I have judged myself. For forgetting my own goodness. For forgetting my own goodness. Now bring to mind someone who may have caused you harm. You don't have to excuse what happened. You don't have to pretend it didn't matter. Just simply allow yourself to loosen your grip on that grip. Now repeat after me, please. To the best of my ability today. To the best of my ability today. I choose to release resentment. I choose to release resentment. I choose to release bitterness. I choose to release bitterness. I choose to release the burdens I no longer need to carry. I choose to release the burdens I no longer need to carry. Now let your awareness expand. And for this moment, bring into your heart the suffering of humanity and of the animal kingdom, the suffering of our earth, all who long for healing. Let's take another deep breath together. Quietly or out loud, repeat after me. I release these burdens. I no longer choose to carry them alone. I turn over these burdens to the Creator. I turn over these burdens to the Creator, to the divine source, and to the highest good. May they be transformed into wisdom. May they be transformed into wisdom, compassion, healing and awakening. As I release them, my spirit grows lighter. As I release them, my spirit grows lighter. My heart grows freer. I go free. May I use this freedom. May I use this freedom to help create a world, where the next 7 generations can thrive. All right, we're going to pass around the bowls. I need 2 helpers again to walk the bowls around. Those who did it before would be grateful to do it again. And as Elena and Ella are coming around, drop your pebble into the bowl. Drop your pebble into the bowl. And watch it drop. Hear the sound. Feel the liberation, feel the freedom. Going around. Let it remind you that you no longer carry these burdens now. You're making room for something new.
Yeah, true. Raspberry.
Let's take one final deep breath together. Bring your shoulders up to your ears. Squeeze them, let it go. Oh. Shake it out, shake it out. Notice your shoulders, notice your heart, notice the space that's open within you. Tonight we've honored the past, we've released what no longer serves us. Now let our hearts and spirits, we're ready to imagine the future. Ready to imagine the future?
Yes.
We've done our work, we've let go. Not just for ourselves, but our children, our grandchildren, and the next 7 generations. Together, let us say, Aho.
Aho.
And so it is.
And so it is.
And before we go into this, I'm going to invite Bill Mettler to come up and give us a vision of a thriving future.
I'd like everyone to stand up, please, and reach for the rafters. Stretch your backbone out. Hurry! Yeah! Oh, gently bring your arms down and twist. And look over one shoulder. See if you can twist all the way around, almost 180 degrees. And then slowly twist your trunk around the other direction. Now, without swatting your neighbor in the face, put your arms out to the side and stretch up and down and have a seat. So is this mic live? Well, I want to tell you a story before we look to the future. The story is about our planet, how our planet came to be, and how we came to be on it. This is a story that's 4.5 billion years old, and we don't have that kind of time nor space. So I thought that I would tell you the story from its inception to the final moment at the present in 1 calendar year. January 1st, the Earth is screaming around the sun on its orbit, and the hot skin of the planet is cooling against space. And that makes clouds and condensation, and the clouds rain the ocean of the Earth. It's a brown sea because it's full of lava and molten stuff. So it's a brown, unattractive, but very sincere sea, going around the same orbit, and after a while, we reach April Fool's Day of the calendar. And on that day, the first living organisms emerge into the sea, and they begin a a business. They take some sunlight, put it with some carbon dioxide, and they create these organic compounds like blue-green algae. And the amazing thing is, in this industry, there is a junk throwaway gas. It's called oxygen. So the oxygen begins to pile up on the planet, but very slowly. And it isn't until Halloween till we get enough oxygen on the earth to make way for higher life forms. And by this time, the critical amount of oxygen in the air and in the sea has turned our ocean and our atmosphere to the blue we can see in space today. So, this oxygen has built up all across the months to Halloween. And in Halloween, now we have enough oxygen to make way for higher life forms. And in the shallow seas and on land, the beings there have invented the sexual response, which makes the planet a little more interesting. These complex beings are working away, and after a while, November 2nd comes around, and that's when the sexual response happens. And on November 3rd, the fish swim into the ocean. And November 13th, the first insects skitter out of the sea onto the land. In the middle of December, the dinosaurs arrive on the planet. And then they croak because there's a giant asteroid 6 miles across that socks into the Yucatan Peninsula at 450,000 miles an hour. It's such an impact with a rock the size of Manhattan that it makes this shock wave of heat around the planet. It fries everything on the surface of the Earth. The only survivors from this impact live deep in the soil, little mammals that feed on little critters inside the soil, and the fish that are in the deepest trenches of the ocean. After a while, though, it's December 27th, and on that day, there are flowers that propagate around the planet, and the mammals have begun their great comeback and take over the world. So the mammals are roaming around, and it isn't until 3 minutes before midnight on December 31st that anything resembling a human walks on the scene. 1 minute before midnight, we invent farming. 1 second before midnight, the last second of this cosmic year, we invent the steam engine. And then we explore space, and then it's the end of the year. Well, now there are 8 billion humans on the face of the earth. And this is an amazing thing, and we are so lucky to live in America, where children and adults from every culture on the face of the earth, every walk of life, representatives of the human race have made their home in America. This is amazing because we stand to grow wiser just by listening to our neighbors. We can stand to grow wiser just by opening up our hearts and our minds to difference. This is an amazing gift that we each have. And you can can do this. You can give your heart to difference. You can listen to other points of view and other ways of being, because you can process these things because you own a big brain. Your brain is made of the same 12 flavors of atoms that make up the crust of the earth. 70% of your salt water, full of forgiveness, is filling your body, 70% with blood and fluids, and 70% of the surface of the earth is covered with salt water. You're the earth, walking around on 2 legs, thinking about itself and other things. Now, with these gifts, we come to a place where we realize that each of us has gifts of talents, we have insights, we have an imagination, we have ways of being in the world, and in all combination, we are unique. We give something to life, each of us, that no one else can give. We are unique beings. And we are, we're eligible for great respect. Each of us deserves great respect. And the beauty of it is, every being that comes across your path deserves the same respect. That each person, each being, deserves our respect. I hope you take that in your heart as we look at the future. We stand to have a great opportunity for the next 250 years. Our country has been about power and about conquest and about colonization from the last 250 years. But going forward, we get to respect each other. We get to respect all the beings around us. And as we enter a meditation that Deva will lead about the future, about the next 250 years, I want you to know that the foremost attribute of an advanced civilization is caring for one another.
Thank you.
All right. Feels like we've had like a whole world, a whole lifetime in here, including an amazing rainbow out of the blue. We're going to do our future visioning meditation now. So now that we have released what no longer serves us, let us turn toward the future. So find a comfortable position. If it feels comfortable for you to close your eyes, then please gently do so. Let's take a long, slow, collective breath in. And let it go, digesting and assimilating all that we've been through here tonight. Another deep breath in, just breathing in possibility. Breathing out anything that remains. And one more time, breathe in attention. This is the most important part of the ceremony today, because this is where you will tap inside to what's there for you. Feel your feet resting gently upon the earth, your chair supporting you. The presence of people around you gathered for the same reason. You are not imagining this future alone. Tonight we imagine it together. Now imagine that you are gently walking forward in time. Not 10 years or 50 years, but far enough into the future that the positive seeds planted today have had time to grow. Imagine that you're visiting the world your descendants will inherit. Maybe it's 4th of July 100 years from now. And as you arrive, you begin to realize something remarkable happened generations ago. There was a great awakening of the human heart. Not all at once, and not because of any one person, but because millions of ordinary people began making extraordinary choices. People remembered that they belonged to one another. They rediscovered the joy of serving something larger than themselves. They longed for a safer, cleaner, healthier, more peaceful world. You see, the earth was no longer seen simply as a resource to be tapped, but as a sacred trust. People stepped up and became stewards of the vision, not because they were perfect, but because they practiced hope. One act of kindness, one act of courage, one act of healing, one act of generosity, one act of service. Day after day and year after year, generation after generation, little by little. Those millions of loving choices changed the direction of history. Now look around in your mind's eye and notice what you see. Take your time. Allow the images to arise naturally. Perhaps you notice cleaner air, fresh water you can drink from the streams again. The forests are healthy. The oceans are thriving. Bird song fills the morning air. Pollinators have returned to the gardens. The bees are happy and healthy again. Children are laughing outdoors. The communities where people know one another, where neighbors care for one another. where differences are respected, where everyone has a place to belong. Notice the schools. Children are encouraged not only to succeed, but to become kind, wise, creative, compassionate. Notice the healthcare. We finally woke up to people caring for the whole person. Body, mind, heart, spirit. Notice the healthy food and clean water, the thriving farms where people want to farm again. Beautiful parks. Neighborhoods alive with creative beings expressing themselves through music, art, film, community. Notice technology, how it's harmonized with human beings, how human creativity is being used now. How innovation serves life rather than distracts from it. And how do wisdom and science and compassion work together? Look at the leaders. What qualities do they embody now? A culture of integrity, humility, listening, compassion, service. And peace are all created through participation. Not perfection, participation. And now imagine meeting a child from 7 generations in the future. Perhaps this child is one of your descendants. Perhaps they simply represent humanity's children. Notice their face, their eyes, their smile. They seem healthy and vibrant, confident, creative, curious, safe. They know they belong. They know they matter. Walk beside this child and allow them to show you their world. Let them show you how people treat one another. How the animals are treated. How the earth is cared for. What makes people happy and gives them hope. And notice what surprises you most about this future. And now the child turns to you and looks directly into your eyes, smiles, and asks you one question. What did you do when the future was still being written? There is no right answer. There's only your answer. The The child smiles again and says, thank you for caring enough to act. Thank you for becoming a vision steward, for planting seeds whose shade you would never live to enjoy. Because of people like you, I get to live in this beautiful world today. The child reaches into a pocket and gently places a tiny acorn into your hand. And you look at it, it's so small, it's so ordinary, but it's filled with extraordinary potential. The child smiles at you and says, every mighty oak began as a tiny acorn. Plant it with love, nurture it with consistency, and trust that it will grow into something far greater than you can imagine. Because the future wasn't changed by one extraordinary person. It was changed by millions of ordinary people who faithfully planted and tended their own acorns of kindness, courage, compassion, service, healing, and hope, one act at a time, one day at a time, one life at a time. Hold that acorn gently in your hand, feel it in your right hand. Feel it as promise, its potential, its future, it's in your hand. This tiny acorn already contains everything it needs to become a magnificent oak. It simply needs nurturing, time, and faithful care. Just like your vision. Just like your commitment. And now quietly ask yourself, what is one vision I long to help create? Allow one image, one phrase, one feeling to arise. No forcing, just receive. And when you receive it, just pull your card and your pen out and write it down on the front side of the card. What is this one vision I long to create, to help create? And trust it, whatever it is, or however simple it is. We are doable. This is your acorn. And check back in one more time after you've written it down and just ask yourself, what is one meaningful action I can practice consistently to help bring this future into being? There's so many ways, so many actions. So choose one that you will do. Whether it's to help out with local things, like the Peace Center, the Awaken Center, or a church like Pebble Church, or helping out elders, or holding babies. Look in your heart, what is it? What is the one thing you really feel ready to do, to make a commitment, and to do it? Not just lip service, but to do it, and feel good about being part, being the change. And writing down on the back of the card, what is your one meaningful action that you can practice consistently to help bring this future into being? And just write it down welcome the vision, receive the call. Choosing hope, choosing courage, compassion, healing, choosing stewardship. And may the acorn that we plant today grow into a mighty oak, whose shade you may never sit beneath, but the ancestors will. Your family, your community, humanity, all living beings in the next 7 generations. Let's take one final deep breath together. Let it go to the side. Write your vision down now. Whatever it is, whatever you feel in your heart. All right, on the back of the card, you're writing down your vision steward vow. Your vision steward commitment is your acorn, so we're going to plant it with love. And I'm going to hand out these certificates.
This is our time capsule. So you're going to put the card in here. And you will, when you put your card in here, you get to receive a certificate. They're really quite beautiful.
They're really quite beautiful.
They need to be an octopus. This is what they look like.
Everybody who chooses to become a vision steward and hands the card in, we'll put it into this time capsule. We'll be collecting these cards from all over the country. At some point, we will likely write a book and invite children to do this ceremony, a shorter version, of course, and send in pictures that they might draw about how they want the world to look, photographs of their gathering. But for now, who's my helper, Elma? We need you to get it on Edie. All right. Can you take the box? And you're going to go around and open it up. Great. So, if somebody gives you a card, you give them a certificate. That's how it goes, right? And if you go around the whole room, everybody gets one that pops one in here. If you want to take a picture of your card so you remember what you wrote down, you can do that. Or if you'll remember, then you don't need to take a picture. And as that goes around, I'm going to sing the final song. have the song on your song sheet. I wrote this for the occasion. It's called We Are the Future. And I'd like to sing the chorus with me. That's probably the easiest part. We were born in restless times, under headlines, fear-raised voices. Still a quiet voice inside of us calls us now to make strong choices. Will we harden? Will we scatter? Will we turn and walk away? Will we let billionaires' money rule the choices of each day? We are the future. We are the flames. Our united power moves us beyond pain. We are the choices, learning to live in peace. We are the future. Fear and hatred cease. From the mountains to the cities, from the desert to the sea, people gathering in circles, dreaming what this world could be. Not divided by our stories, not imprisoned by our fear, but remembering the music while we came together here. We are the future. We are the flame. Our united power moves us beyond pain. We are the voices learning to live in peace. We are the future. Fear and hatred cease. May wisdom guide us. May love survive us. May freedom learn to serve our life. May children someday look back and tell us they chose the healing of strife. We are the future, rising tonight, holding the candle, carrying the light. We are because uniting to live this peace. We are the future, and together we shall lead. We are the voices, learning to live in peace. We are the future, where fear and hatred cease. We are the future, and love's our legacy. Thank you for hanging in there, bearing with us. I understand it got a little warm in here, got a little rain out there. but I just want to thank everybody for hanging in here all the way to the end. May our visions become real. And they will become real through our making them so. I want to thank the people here tonight. Most of them are at the bottom of your program, but I especially need to thank Gary Schoenberg. Without him, this would not have happened. I'd like to thank my husband. I don't think he's in the room. He said, "Oh, I get my wife back."
Thank Jason Purdy for
Gertrude for her benefactor status. I appreciate that so much. And for all of you who came here, even though there might have been other places to be, I'm grateful that you came out tonight. I want to thank Barbara Simmons. She's still here? Where'd she go? She was here. They must have left. But the Peace Center is still active. Barbara picked up the banner again because it was going the way many things go after many years. So we really appreciate that. So if you need places to volunteer and keep your vision steward agreement, the Peace Center is one. You can do it through the Awaken Center. And if anybody else has an organization that they work with, raise your hand. Manrishi and Gary, the Mankind Project. Manrishi.
Raise a Village Foundation.
Say it again.
Raise a Village Foundation.
Raise a Village Foundation, another place where you can donate your time and your energy.
David Gibson has his hand up.
I'm sorry?
David Gibson on Zoom.
There's one on Zoom?
Yes.
Okay. Who is that?
David Gibson.
David Gibson?
Hi.
He was going to say
You wanted to know organizations?
yes.
Speak
Yes.
up. We can hear you.
Peace, Justice, Sustainability Now.
Peace, justice.
Peace, Justice, and Sustainability Now. Another place. So many places. I won't say so little time. We will make the time. So thank you for doing this with me tonight. Happy birthday, America. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, America. And to keep our spirits up, we will meet once a month on our Zoom call. It's going to be the second Sunday of each month at 7 p.m. So you can go to, and if you do it before you leave, it's even better, the Facebook page, if you're on Facebook, Vision America 250, and like it, and then we're all in the same place. All right, so stay strong, be determined, and enjoy your vow, however you choose to enact it. And thank you. There's some snacks over there. Please eat it. We're going to pack it up momentarily. The air conditioning goes off at 9 o'clock. So probably